They don't know my story, they just know my sound.
Is the key to being successful in any business is making the decision and sticking with it.
I feel like I was pushed on purpose.
And I feel like I was in the birthing room.
Every single one of you have faced things in your life, have overcome things, and because of that, you have a responsibility to share your message with the world. And you have a responsibility to take those lessons that you've learned and use it to help other people.
Welcome to the Birthing Experience, where we help coaches birth their mastery. My name is Nyala Phillip, your host, also known as the Master Midwife for Coaches, and I'm so excited. It is episode 14, and we're talking all about 5 elements to a marketing plan that converts, okay? 5 elements to a marketing plan that converts. So if you are someone who struggles with getting consistent clients, if you're struggling with visibility, with more people seeing your offers, with more people signing into your offers, it could be that we got to fix that marketing, okay? So today I'm going to give you those 5 elements so you can tighten up that marketing so you can increase your clientele, all right? So if you're new to us, please put hashtag new below so I can come back and say thank you for joining. Definitely share this video out. And if you're listening to us on our podcast network, definitely subscribe and share this episode out, okay? All right, so let's begin. Most coaches that I know are definitely doing a lot of marketing activities. I usually call this sporadic marketing, okay? So they're doing, going to a lot of events, doing vlogging, doing a lot of interviews, focusing on social media marketing, several platforms, trying to level up with video marketing, just doing different marketing activities to get themselves out there. I've definitely been there, right? And what happens is they tend to find themselves doing a lot of busy work, right? Doing a lot of busy work and kind of getting sporadic results, because when you're putting in sporadic activity, you get sporadic results, okay? Now, here's the thing. While all of these activities work, right? And while all of these activities are very important to your business and to getting more visibility, what's more important is that you have a content plan or marketing plan that gives you predictable results, okay? I'm gonna say that again. While all of those marketing activities are important, what's more important is that you have a marketing plan that's specifically gonna get you those predictable results, right? Because if you're doing sporadic activity, here's what happens. You end up being all over the place. You're probably someone that wakes up in the morning, looks at the computer, you really have momentum, you want to put things out there, but you end up spending a couple hours just deciding what you are going to post for the day, right? You're just focused on, let me get out there at least once a day, let me show my face at least once a day, and you're not doing consistent marketing. And when I say marketing, I mean consistent promotional marketing so you can actually get sales, because it's one thing to put yourself out there every day and show up every day, but it's another thing to create marketing campaigns that's going to strategically put you in front of your target market, that strategically speaks to your target market and inspires them to take the action that you want them to take, right? So if you're someone that's doing that, like I said, you have found yourself in this position where everything is sporadic, so your results are sporadic as well, right? So the 5 elements that I'm going to share with you is exactly what you need to think about when you're getting ready to create a new coaching program, do a new event, an offer, whatever it is. These are the 5 things that you always want to think about before you jump out there and start promoting what you have, okay? Now, if you're now joining us, please definitely share this out with anyone who you know needs help with the marketing and needs help so they can start getting consistent coaching clients coming into their business, okay? So again, what I'm going to be sharing with you is going to take you from sporadic marketing to focused marketing. Okay, so write that down. It's going to take you from sporadic marketing to focused marketing. So instead of being inconsistent, instead of being all over the place, you'll now have a specifically designed marketing plan that fits right in front of your target market, so they know, listen, she clearly is someone who can help me. He clearly is someone who can help me solve the problem that I have, okay? All right, so let's jump in. Let's jump in. When I work with clients, right, whenever we're thinking about, whenever we're getting ready to plan a promo, okay? I'm gonna call it a promo, but there's so many ways that you can call this. You can call this a launch. You can call this a campaign. Either way, it's pretty much getting your offer out there, getting more eyes, more traffic on your offer, right? So whenever we're getting ready to plan a campaign, it always is broken up into two phases. So the first phase is awareness, and the second phase is promo, right? And in order to even do these two phases, you have to have very specific strategy that clearly states exactly what you're going to do, okay? So start writing this down. The first thing you need, number one, is you need a specific goal. And the key word here is specific, okay? So you need a specific goal. So a lot of times when I ask coaches, well, what is your goal? What are your 90-day goals? What would you like to see happen? So, I like to see myself sign 10 new clients into my program, right? That's my goal. I want to sign 10 new clients into my coaching program, okay? Now that, while it's, okay, you gave it a number and you're putting it out there, I want to sign 10 new clients, it's not specific enough. So here's how this sounds. If you said, I want to sign 10 new career coaches who uses Google advertising into my practice within the next 90 days. Okay, so I want to sign 10 new career coaches who uses Google advertising into my practice within the next 90 days. Now, when you get very specific with your goal, and listen, when I'm saying what I'm showing you guys today, it ain't hard. I'm not talking about draw out a whole map and a graph and this. No, just open up your notebook. This is what you want to think about. These 5 things is what you want to think about before you get ready to put an offer out there, to put a launch out there, okay? So just open up your notebook, and what is your goal? What do you want? And be very specific with it. Because when you are specific with it, what happens is that you're now able to be very targeted, right? You're now able to really create messaging that's going to speak to that person, because the difference between saying, my goal is to sign 10 new clients versus I want to sign 10 new career coaches that uses Google advertising, it gives you something to think about. It allows you to specifically create messaging to, career coaches. It allows you to specifically know where they're going to be hanging out. It allows you to do more research about them by, seeing if they are running ads and all that other good stuff. It allows you to really, really target your ideal client. Okay, and this is really important, but just write it down. What is your goal? So number one, you need a specific goal. Okay, and I know back in the days when I remember when I first did a launch, I didn't really have a specific goal, and a lot of coaches do this. I just knew, here's my offer. It was my Build Your Brand Boot Camp, which was the first course that I ever created. Oh my goodness, I did everything so backwards, but I just knew that I wanted to get people in there. Right? I heard people say that you had to launch, so I just advertised it, and I wanted to people, to get people in. And I did. I got 2 people in, but one of those persons was a family member's friend. Okay, so with that being said, I didn't have a specific goal, so there was no way to measure numbers. There was no specific plan. It was just putting stuff out there, hoping that something would come back. When I learned what it means to create a marketing or promo plan that converts, then I started being able to list the numbers. How many people do I need? How many, right? So I'm not going to jump ahead because we're going to talk about that. So number 1 is specific goal. Number 2 is you need a specific service, okay? You need a specific service. So maybe you're a business consulting or a business coach, and you may say, well, I offer business coaching services to health coaches. That's great because you feel like I've niched down. I'm speaking to health coaches. This offer is for health coaches. I'm a business coach. I'm being clear. I offer business coaching services to health coaches, right? But imagine if you said, I offer, ketogenic health coaches, or I take ketogenic health coaches from no clients to 10 new clients every single month, right? So I take ketogenic health coaches from no clients to 10 new clients every single month. Very specific service, okay? So now it's like I help ketogenic health coaches. And see, again, when you get specific, you are able to create more targeted content. You are able to create a more targeted plan. And what happens when you do that is you get more predictable results. Okay, so write that down, right? You create a targeted plan, you get predictable results. When you know what you're doing out there, you're mapping out your numbers, you're very specific with what you're doing, you're able to create predictable results. Okay, and this to me is where the message comes in, right? Because if I know that I'm servicing ketogenic health coaches, I'm going to start speaking ketogenic language, right? I'm going to start speaking that language, and that's where the messaging comes in. And in order to get to the point where you're consistently attracting the right clients, your message has to be clear, it has to be concise, and it has to be consistent, right? So whenever you're thinking about putting out a new coaching program, or you're getting ready to launch a new offer, open up a new event, promote a new event, whatever it is, you need to map these things out. So what's the specific goal, and what's that specific thing, that specific promise? I call it a specific service, but it's essentially, that's what it is. It's a promise. What is the promise that this service is saying that they're going to give me, right? So number 2, specific service. Number 3 is you need a specific market, okay? You need a specific market. So it kind of goes back to what I said with, on one side you're saying, I provide business coaching, services to health coaches. And then in the other hand, you're saying, I'm providing these services to ketogenic health coaches, right? I take them from no clients to 10 clients every single month. What happens is you're now talking to a specific market, okay? So it just goes on top of that. When you have that, that specific service that you're providing, and you're able to speak to that specific market, in this plan, everything starts to, speak directly to your clients. You start to attract the same people, right? Because if you're using the language to speak to that specific group of people, that specific market, you're going to attract more of the same people. And that's what you need, right? That's what you want. You want to attract more of the same people. The more people you attract into your business and you bring through your coaching funnels, is the more clients you're going to sign on the other side. All right, so you see how that works? Okay, guys, if you're now coming in and you're now joining me, definitely share this out. Again, if you're listening to us on our podcast network, definitely subscribe to our podcast and share this episode out, okay? I have 2 more to go with you. So our first one was specific goals. Our second one was you need a specific service. Our third is you need a specific market, okay? So our fourth element is a specific message, all right? And when I think of message, again, what I think of is your one big promise. So being very clear, very consistent, very concise with what is the big promise that this offer is, is promising, right? So in the example, I said, I take ketogenic health coaches from no clients to 10 new clients every single month. So that's very clear. So if there's ketogenic health coaches, they automatically know that you are servicing them, and they know very clearly what they're going to get when they come to you, which is they're going to be able to sign 10 new clients every single month. They're going to go from no clients to 10 new clients every single month. Do you see how specific that is? When I first started, I didn't want to go that specific, and I was very bland. Like I see a lot of business coaches, and I did the same thing, okay? I see a lot of business coaches say, well, I help them level up, or I help them 10x their business growth, and or I help people lose weight. I help entrepreneurs lose weight, or I help moms lose weight. And it's just really vague, right? When you're thinking of a marketing plan, you want to be very specific, okay, with what are you doing, right? And it may sound crazy to say, I help single moms, maintain. You may think it's very weird to say, I help single moms fit in their high school prom dress again, okay? I'm just using something weird, because when you hear that, you might be like, okay, why would I say that? But I want you to understand the difference between saying, I help single moms lose weight and I help single moms fit in that wedding, fit in that prom dress again. Because if there's a mom that's dreaming about something, if there's a mom who's looking at herself in the mirror every morning, if there's a mom who really wants to be able to lose weight, they're not really thinking about, I want to lose weight. They're looking at the dress that they want to fit again. They're looking at themselves in the mirror and they want to look and see their old self again and the way they looked and the way they felt, right? So you want to be able to get as specific as possible. So you see how I wanted to use an example that was so off the wall so you can see the clarity there. If you're not only are you going to speak directly to the hearts of your ideal client, what's going to happen is you're going to be unique, because while everyone else wants to stay bland and vague and say, I help single moms lose weight, you're getting specific, which is making, you're different, you're unique, which is making people say, okay, I want to fit in that dress. And that's exactly what you want. So again, I really struggled with this, and a lot of coaches that come to me struggle with this, which is why I chose to talk about this for today's episode. You really got to just go with it. Just go with it and see where it takes you, because there's so many coaches that come to me that struggle with wanting to get specific. And then when they do, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm finally attracting the people that I want, and I'm finally getting that consistent flow of the right clients, seeing my stuff and, booking appointments. And that's what I want for you. Okay, so just try it. All right. So let's recap one more time, and then I'll give you number 5. If you guys are now coming, welcome, welcome, welcome. Definitely take a moment to share this out, okay? So number 1 was specific goal, right? We're talking about the 5 elements to a marketing plan that converts, okay? So number 1 is you need a specific goal. Number 2 is you need a specific service, right? So what are you providing? Number 3, you need a specific market, right? Number 4, you need a specific message, which is that one big promise, all right? And then the last one, number 5, is you need a very specific strategy. And this is where the whole sporadic versus focused marketing comes in, because when you have sporadic marketing, which is what most people do, you just have a whole bunch of marketing activities, like the blogging, like the live streams, like the, YouTube, being on different social media platforms. And what happens is you're all over the place. You're very overwhelmed. You're throwing something at the wall, just hoping that it's going to create some sales for you. So there's no organized plan. There's no organized steps. And this is where the marketing strategy comes in, right? And then another thing that happens is you're doing so many different marketing strategies that you haven't mastered one. So none of them is consistent for you, right? Because one of the things that I've found with growing my business, especially online, is that every single marketing strategy that you decide to implement within your business, there is something new to learn, okay? There are new steps. And in order to master that marketing strategy, it takes time to build on it. It also takes time to catch, that consistency that you need. So if you're doing 10 different things, you're doing all the things to try to get traffic to your stuff, none of them seems to be up to par. And that is key. So it's not only having that specific strategy, but it's also, mastering one strategy, plan it out, outline it, and master that one strategy. When it's profitable for you, you can automate it and then move on to implementing another strategy, okay? So when you have a focused marketing strategy, one thing is it clearly states, what are the activities I'm gonna be doing? So if I'm gonna be promoting for the next 2 weeks, what are the activities we're gonna do every day to be able to promo, right? So for example, if you're gonna be promoting using social media, you'll list out, just again, using your notebook and not making this difficult, you'll list out, what are the 2 platforms we're gonna be on? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna do videos? Are we gonna do, right? And just mapping it out. And if I'm gonna be on Facebook and Instagram, boom. Am I gonna do videos? Okay, boom. How many videos am I gonna do? Am I gonna just go and do a video for 14 days? Or am I gonna do one video for the 2 weeks and just keep sharing it out every day? You just wanna clearly list that, right? Am I gonna have affiliate partners? Am I gonna have partnerships, joint venture partnerships? What am I going to do to actually get that word out there? And you have to have a focus strategy, and you have to map it out and plan it out so you know what you're doing every day. And this is what takes you from sporadic marketing to focused marketing, right? Another thing is you have to know your expected numbers. So this one is big. right? So like I was talking to a client the other day, and she's getting ready to launch out a new workshop, and she's like, I want to get these 5 people into my program. So how are we going to do this? I'm saying, okay, well, let's reverse engineer this stuff, right? You're going to need, if you want to get 5 people, if you want to make $5,000, and this is just an example for you guys, if you want to make $5,000, you first have to say, okay, well, how much is my offer? How many units do I have to sell, right? How many clients do I have to get to make that? Is it 5? Okay, with 5, how many people do I need to get in a webinar to be able to get the amount of appointments? So maybe you have, a 50% conversion rate. That would mean that you need 10 people to book an appointment in order to sign 5 people into your program, right? So then now you have to ask yourself, how many people do I need on the webinar to get 10 people to book a call? Right? So let's say your conversion rate for webinars are 10%, which is like the standard, I guess, for people who, been doing this, who's not as good, but you've been doing it, right? I would say you're at 10%. And if that's the case, then that means, you need 100 people live on the webinar to be able to get 10 people on the phone, to be able to sign 5 people in the program. And that's how you make the $5,000. And then you got to go even a step further and say, okay, well, and this is how clear, and again, not making this hard, but these are the things you have to think about. If you guys just really focus and do this one time and you see results come in and you keep doing it, you will notice that you'll start having predictable results because you'll know your numbers, right? So let's say, okay, you need 100 people on live, and maybe out of everyone that comes on your webinar, it's usually a 50% amount of people that show up live. Then that means you need 200 people to register. See how that works? So that gives you a plan. And it's like, I need 200 people to register. What platforms am I going to be on every day? What am I going to post? How often to get those 200 people? And that's how you start to work through your goal. Okay, so I'm going to say this again for you guys. And I want you guys to listen to this again if you need. I want you guys to take notes. It's 5 steps. But if you follow these 5 steps whenever you're getting ready to release a new program or do a new promo campaign, whatever, this is as simple as I can make it. Write this stuff out really quick, 1 sentence. So what is the goal, right? I want to get what? 10 new clients, what? Write the specific goal. That's number 1. Number 2, what is that specific service that you're providing? So, be very specific with it in 1 sentence, right? So I provide coaching services for, keto, an 8-week coaching program for ketogenic health coaches. You know what I mean? Very, very specific. And what is that 1 specific market? Ketogenic health coaches. That's number 3. So specific goal, specific service, specific market. And then what's that specific message, right? So the message is, the promise is I'm going to help you go from no clients to 10 new clients every month, right? So specific goal, specific service, that specific market, which is the ketogenic health coaches. And the big promise is I'm going to help you go from no clients to 10 new clients every single month. Very clear, very concise, where your ideal clients is like, yes, you're speaking to me, I want in, okay? And then number 5 is having that specific strategy and having a simplified strategy that doesn't have you working all day. And this one is really, really important, right? So I'm gonna take a moment to invite you guys. I have a free workshop that's coming up on Monday where I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to consistently generate $10,000 or more a month in your coaching practice. And one of the steps or one of the secrets that I'm going to share with you is how you can create a marketing plan that only has you working on your marketing stuff no more than about 2 hours a day, because where you really should be spending your time is working with clients, because this strategy is the key. The strategy that you're using is the key. So what my goal for today's episode is to take you from sporadic marketing to focused marketing so you can actually see predictable results every single month. So if that's what you want, I want you guys to click the link above or below, no matter where you're watching this, and register for our workshop that is on Monday, okay? We have 100 spots that we opened. I'm not too sure how much we have left. These spots go very quickly, but it's absolutely free, and it's specifically for coaches who want to be able to generate 10K or more every single month, right? And I'm going to show you exactly what you need, the steps you need to take, and the marketing plan that you need to use to accomplish that, okay? All right, guys, so Thank you so much for being with me again. If you found this useful, if you know that there are people who need this message, share this out. I cannot wait until next week, okay, when I come back with another episode. As a matter of fact, I think next week we have a guest, so I'll be announcing that in a couple days, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. This has been the Birthing Experience, where we help coaches birth their mastery.